In this video, I'm going to show how to place the turn signal / marker light assembly on this Nissan Altima. It sits on the lower half of your front bumper and we will have to remove it for this procedure, so let's get started. Starting underneath, there will be 3 Phillips head screws and a push clip on each corner of the bumper cover. For me, the push clip is actually missing, so I'm going to skip past it, but I do have the 3 Phillips head screws to remove, so let's do that. Do the same on the other side. In the center, there are 5 10mm bolts to remove. Remove them all. Now from the side, you can pull the bumper away a little bit and take the splash shield and move it away from behind the bumper. What you're looking for is to expose this corner. Right in here, you can see a 10mm fastener that we have to remove. So grab a socket and take this out. There it is. Now you'll be able to take the bumper cover on the corner and pop it out of its retainer. Now you can pull on the bumper cover enough to access the turn signal / marker light bulb. And if your vehicle has fog lights, that would be connected to something as well. But this one does not, so all I have to do is grab onto this, and I was going to unplug it, but it looks like the bulb just wants to come out with the socket, which is okay. I'm going to just take it out that way. And this, because it's not actually connected to anything, this is just a cap, I'm going to pry it and pop it out of its retainer. And right down here, there's still one more retainer holding on this harness. You can use a trim tool to help you pry it out. Do the same on the other side. Under the hood, there is a cover here for the radiator support, and it's got a bunch of push clips that go all the way around. I'm going to remove all of them and then pull the cover off. Just start on one end and work your way towards the other side. Use a trim tool, pop out the center, and then the rest of the push clip. On each corner of the bumper cover, you'll have 3 10mm headed bolts. However, we only need to remove the innermost one because that one goes through the bumper cover and a bracket underneath onto a support bracket below that. Do the same on the other side. I'm going to pop off the washer tank filler neck from the bumper cover assembly. Where the bumper cover meets the fender, you can peel this insulation away. There's a 10mm bolt that you have to remove. And with this bolt removed, you can pull this bracket away. And that will allow you to pull the bumper cover away off the fender. Now you can grab the bumper cover and pull it away. To replace this turn signal, or parking light assembly, whatever you want to call it, you have to go from the back side of the bumper first so we can remove this lower piece. Now, if your vehicle had fog lights, this would most likely be the fog light, which would be bolted on right here with a screw. However, this does not, it's just a plastic cover, so we have tabs that go all along. We have to pop the center of them out and pry down at the same time. That'll remove that plastic cover. Alright, this right here is a 10mm bolt that you can access from underneath, so we'll remove this and then the light can come out. This tab right here is what temporarily secures it, and then there's another tab on the other end that has to allow it to pivot out. So pry this in, and as you can see it pivoted, and here is the light. When installing the new light, this long tab on the narrow end will have to go in first at the top of the bumper towards the corner, and then this is the one that we had to pop out with a pocket screwdriver. This is what temporarily secures it until you put the bolt in. Slide it in, line up that tab, it poked through, and then push it up in place. That's going to temporarily secure it. From underneath, stick the bolt through, make sure it lines up and starts in, and snug it up. Now this light is installed and secured, so we can put this cover back on, which you have to do from underneath while looking from the back side so that you can make sure all the tabs line up. Once they all do, press it in place and make sure they all click, because if they don't, the cover could pop off. Now, of course, if you had fog lights, you would just reinstall all of the hardware that you took out in order to remove said fog light. And at this point, you can do the same on the other side. Bring the bumper cover back over. Make sure it lines up everywhere. On the corner of the bumper cover at the top, reinstall the bolt that you took out at the beginning that secures the bumper cover and the bracket underneath to the support. Make sure that's nice and snug. Do the same on the other side. Let's reinstall the upper radiator support cover and reinstall all the push clips that held this on. Resecure the washer tank filler neck. Peel this insulation away and slide the bracket back in. Make sure it's seated fully and start the bolt in by hand. Snug it up. And there we go, that's plenty tight. Give it about 1/8 of a turn after it bottoms out and put the insulation back. Before you clip the bumper cover on, resecure the turn signal bulb. Turn it clockwise to lock it in. And resecure this connector onto its retainer. And clip the wiring harness back on right over here. On the corner of the bumper cover, clip it onto its retainers on the fender. All right, make sure everything's lined up. And start in the bolt that secures this in. Tuck the fender liner back behind the bumper. Install all the bolts that go underneath from this splash shield into the bumper cover. And reinstall the 3 Phillips head screws on the corner of the bumper cover. Do this to both sides.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.